Happy solstice, June 20th, 2025. The bliss field is so strong today. I'm looking forward to what the message transmission will be. I hope the angels will share some of this bliss with you, live or in the recording. We have this hummingbird nest at our house, right, viewable from the porch, just about 2-3 feet in front of where I can stand and view at eye level. And so there wasn't too much happening. It was exciting for a while, but there wasn't too much happening. The mama bird was sitting there for about 18 days, give or take, the mother hummingbird, and then she went off the nest. We still couldn't see anything inside for quite a while, and then eventually could start to see a little tail, some wings, a beak. And just yesterday, the baby hummingbird stood up on the branch near the nest for the first time, and today it flew, which I just thought was so beautiful at solstice. First time I witnessed that, and there's that energy of joy and bliss today and solstice. So to me, that's what the energy feels like, and we'll see what the angels have to say about it. My name is Adria Estribou, and I'm a conscious channel for the angels, and they'll let you know who's speaking, and we'll take it from there. Sometimes I answer questions, so feel free to type questions in the chat. If they don't answer questions live today, I will look at those later because I do put up YouTube video answers. So here we go. This is Raphael, Angel Raphael. Yes, so solstice, we'll start with so-called southern hemisphere of winter time. Solstice is this pivot point, right? So it's that sense that things can change. They will not stay dark forever, or they will not stay light forever. For those of you who are feeling a little overly hot and like a wilted flower in the garden, things will not be overly bright for too long either. So this beautiful pivot point that says we have reached the fullness of whatever that was, the shadow work, the light work, the integration of light and understanding. We have reached a pivot point, and now emerges something new. So yes, we can incorporate the flight of the hummingbird here. It's not that each of you are jumping off out of the nest into new projects, but there is this sense that if I was before limited, now I have new joys, new abilities. I can be free to try something new. So the bird was enjoying its time being fed, and now it's enjoying time that it has its independence. And there will be other phases where it gets to be a parent bird and so on. So like this, you have reached a critical juncture in your journey here on planet Earth. And here we speak to the collective. It is very individual and it is very collective right now. So whether you feel the darkness has gone on for too long, or that you're too much in the spotlight, maybe things you know about yourself, I know this needs to change, but all that you feel is if you're on stage with a big spotlight and you don't know how to do it, this is the moment where that shifts also, where suddenly you have that grace of energetic shift, change, where you embark on something new, like the hummingbird that had only legs that were in use just yesterday, and now, for the first time, wings in use. They've been there all along, but not yet ready. So there's some things in you that have been there all along, not yet ready, and now they're ready to express. And from the Southern Hemisphere perspective, there has been that deepening into integration, and now ready to come into light, ready to start into the softer aspects of you. So for humanity, it is a pivot point, and a good one, quote unquote good one from angelic perspective. This is the time for all of humanity where the light floods in, and where you feel that grace of understanding, of pivot. Ah, I thought I could do this. Others told me I could do this, but now I can't. So again, coming back to the hummingbird, the flight is a natural thing. Didn't have to read a manual or be coached into it. Parent did help along. But there's something in you that knows what's next, what's now. And even though you felt contextually, yes, I think I know this about myself, or maybe you read some books or were told, humanity's coming into this. Now is the hour, more or less, where you emerge and fly. So for all the hemispheres, you get to feel the celebration of light, integration, and understanding. So all of those are part of one thing. When you integrate a piece of knowledge or you integrate a piece of growth, then all of a sudden you can fly. You have these new abilities. And they're not shocking. They're not surprising, right? To the bird, it had wings all along. It knew that pattern, had seen mother in flight. It's not surprised that it can fly, and yet in terms of understanding and integration and action, it's profoundly different to fly than to kind of know that you probably will one day. So now is your time for flight, and it's not a time to think about what is my flight. You're just in action with the integration of the blessings of this time for humankind. So know that whatever may have felt like too much dark, or again, too much heat, too much light for the summertime, you're coming into an integration where all of this suddenly makes sense. What was this deep introspection all about? What was this profound change all about? It was always meant to be lived in your life expression, not understood in a chemical sense in the brain, but in an alchemical sense in the full physiology, the full lived life of you. It was always meant to be expressed and enjoyed in you. So it's time for those spiritual concepts to take flight, to not be conceptual any longer. This is Angel Ariel. Good. So with the change, the alchemy, the transformation, again, these transformations for humankind and for you personally are not a shock. You have known this about yourself all along or for some while. It's not a shock. But perhaps it seemed like nothing was happening from the outside, from your witnessing perspective, or from others witnessing you, or you witnessing humankind. Perhaps it seemed nothing was happening for a good long while, and then all of a sudden, it's time. So this is the time of emergence, of flight, of integration, integrated knowledge alchemized into being, but being that is in motion, not a static meditative state, not a withdrawn state. This is about fluidity of action in the moment of the planet, of the world, of humankind. It is a fluid knowledge of light in action. That is this phase of humankind. So here we speak not so much just of the solstice of this year, 2025, that this is a turning point. If you were to take that sort of right angle turning point for this year and apply it to humankind, you could say fractally it's the same thing. It makes the same shape. So this is turning point for humankind. If you were to look galactically, so in other words, you can have a different view of time and see humankind where it is right now. It is that much of a turning point for the collective. And we're speaking now of some thousands or hundreds of years, depending on how long you think humanity has been around. So let's say, just to choose a number, that humanity was going to be around for 3,000 years. And at 1,500 years, there was this massive turning point, and humanity became something else for the rest of its existence. In other words, a halfway point, a pinnacle and a halfway point. So those dates, those years are not correct. So don't take that literally, 3,000 years. But to say halfway through humanity's journey, there's a massive shifting point, a pinnacle, an integration, and then nothing was ever the same. And you're at that point for humankind right now. So this summer, but right now, we're not saying to wait. The summer is that turning point for humanity, the halfway point, if you like, more or less, but from angelic perspective, that immense flip from dark to light or light to dark, however you want to view it. Both are positive in angelic view, night and day. However, you can see the shift. Night is nothing like day and day is nothing like night. And this era of humankind that you are now emerged into, day one, is nothing like what humankind has lived until now. So many of you have been preparing for this, feeling it, feeling your wings begin to grow, seeing the imprint of what is to come. And for the collective, when you look back from a more galactic time print view of humankind, this is the change point. This is the night to day, day to night change moment. So welcome, you have arrived. And what a glorious thing you decided to be alive at this moment, historic moment for humanity's shifting. This is Angel Ariel. So yes, we do have a blessing, a transmission today for all of you present and recorded, listening later. May you, in your integrated journey, wake up to the fact that all is new now. All is new now. There is nothing in you that wants to live life the same as you expressed life before now. There is nothing in you that wants to misunderstand that this new era of humankind is in any way the same as the last era of humankind. And yet the integrated form of you is ready, willing, able to fly into this venture with great ease. Just because you have known life to be different doesn't mean that there is any disturbance or distortion or disorientation about arriving new. The same way as if you had stayed up to witness all night and the dawn comes, you don't feel disoriented by that, but you don't mistake that the day is anything like the night. And this era of humankind, we ask you to embrace, accept, a light into the fact that it is completely new. Do not misunderstand that things are the same. They have changed in you. They have changed in you. This is Angel Raphael. Good. So in the beginning is the most drama and the most beauty. If you think of sunrise, the drama of light coming, the drama of the shift in temperature, the chorus of birds, and so on. So there's going to be a lot of drama. And you can take it for the beauty that it is, which is awakening of this era of humankind. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be new. So it's up to you how you interpret or want to see it. But from angelic standpoint, we just want you to know how different it is. It will not be the same as it was before. And that's not a bad thing. one doesn't, from angelic perspective, bemoan the loss of day when it's coming into night, or bemoan the loss of night when it's coming into day. To see it as a change is helpful, because then your system isn't trying to sleep during the day or see in a certain way during the night if you're not a bat or a cat, creature with nocturnal sight. So there are different functions that come into play, different skills, different ways of seeing and being. And you don't have to know in the mind what those are. Like that hummingbird that took flight, it just knows it's time to fly. There's an instinct that comes in. But the hummingbird, and you also have a brain to notice, oh wow, that was fun, that was a first. And then to notice when it's time to fly and when to sit, when to drink nectar. This is a gorgeous time for humankind, and the awakening into this new era is filled with drama and light. And so you can expect some surprises and quite a show here. And we're speaking of the summer, more or less. And you're here right now, so you don't have to wait. Okay, this is Adria. That was a surprise, and they're asking me to end. And I do see there's some questions, but they're not going to take the questions now, so I will look at them later and see if they want to put out extra videos about that, or maybe they'll turn into workshop topics. We'll see. And welcome, I guess. Welcome to the new era of humankind. Happy to be here with you. Lots of love, and we'll continue to explore our new selves. See you next month.